So you want to cry? Come here, my children. We can cry. Dear Diary, guess who cried like a little bitch in the theater today? This is a bad idea. So I just watched Weathering with You in theaters and oh my god, I want to cry. So this video is also going to be super unstructured, so sorry for the schizophrenia, but just please bear with me. I would say for me, it was super worth watching in theaters. The first time I watched this, I went to like the Fathom events, which is where the hardcore fans kind of gathered. And oh my god, when the cameos showed up, people were losing their shit. Honestly, it was great. The animation in this movie is like giving Disney the big fat middle finger for saying or thinking that 3D is the only way to go. Okay, I should clarify that this movie, I'm sure, had no beef at all with Disney. I'm sure it had no intention on pointing and laughing at Mickey, but the very petty side of me would like to think that it did. So don't sue me, Disney. The first time I watched this, I thought the government was gonna use Hina's powers for their own selfish needs. But now that I think about it, that's such an Americanized way of thinking about how movies are gonna go. So yeah, I was really glad that it didn't go that route and it still worked. It was way more interesting to see the main opposition being the weather itself and not this like Elvis impersonation from the Matrix collection. It's really funny because the other day I was telling my friend that if this movie didn't hit the highs that it was supposed to, like if it didn't hit you the way it should, I would be the first person to get out of my seat and fling the girl outside the window myself. But luckily, I never felt that way. Generally speaking, for me, I'm kind of more of the mindset of the good of the many outweigh the good of the one. So this surprised the hell out of me. I think the real reason I felt so gutted was, you know that scene when they're like falling out of the sky? And he says that he'd rather have her than the blue sky. I was like, okay son, I get it. I get you, but like that seriously doesn't ever happen to me. Usually I'm that annoying person thinking that, oh, come on, dude, everyone else has to suffer because of this, really? But here I'm just like, damn, Sky Dragon, just let him be. Just let him be, okay? You can take me. I'll go up there, okay? It'll be fun. I can cause huge piss storms on people I don't like, right? I'll do it, okay? Just make sure I can have access to YouTube and I'm good. I'll make it work. I'll make it work. I think I was really for it because this was honestly one of the only times I could remember where a character is being so unashamedly honest about what he wants and in such a pure way. Like he's kind of had a shit life and Hina's the only one that ever was his light for him. She gave him like the best meal he's ever had in like his whole 16 years of life. And they worked together with the Sunshine Girl job, which just brought so much joy to so many people's lives. And for her to go right after that, it's just like, so yeah, let's just cry. I'm like a okay crier in movies. I honestly don't cry in that many movies, but there will be one or two or three that come down the line that just like hits me right there. So yeah, let's cry. This is a good idea. Yeah, sex is great, but have you ever tried listening to Grand Escape full version? Oh my god, yeah, okay, 100% agree. Don't even bother trying to have sex after hearing this song, it's just not gonna match up. Hey look, more of my crybaby brethrens. We're all here. Yay! This is a bad idea. I bet you anything this doesn't actually show up on the camera. So I'm just soaking myself for no reason. Alright, let's see what Chris has to say.
This is a stupid side point, but there's a scene in McDonald's where the boy is eating a Big Mac. And it's like the most juicy and perfect looking Big Mac you've ever seen in an anime.
He's actually very lucky this took place in Tokyo and not the States. Because if it were over here, the Big Mac would be like missing a bun, half squished, and decomposing as he's eating it.
And I really did like this movie, although it is nowhere near as good as Your Name. This movie is a disappointment to me in that regard.
Yeah, okay. It's not as good, technically speaking, but why do we gotta compare, Chris? Why?
Unfortunately, this movie, in a way, is a copy and paste of the structure of Your Name.
Nah, Chris, this is not the same. Taki and Mitsuha saved a city. Hina and Hodoka flooded one. Alternative title, Moistening Together. I can see it. The only fault this movie had is that it came after Your Name. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. This Big Mac is the best meal I ever had. McDonald's employee, visibly confused. right? I'm saying if this was in the States, that Big Mac would be completely different, I tell you. I love your reviews, Chris, but you spent the whole video comparing this movie with Your Name, which is not fair criticism. I kind of agree with that. Like, I kind of understand that. You can't help the tendency to compare the two, but I think you gotta try your best to try to judge this movie as its own thing. It's the most juicy looking Big Mac I've ever seen. Looks like they're taking a lot of creative freedom. Yes! Yes! Yes, okay. I feel so bad for anybody that actually comes to the United States ordering a Big Mac thinking they might get something as beautiful as what you see in this movie. Okay, fellow weebs, I think that's it for the comments. So to finish off this glorious video, we need to play our anthem.